This segment is sponsored by Angel's Envy Port Finish Bourbon. When other bourbons stop, Angel's Envy finishes. Well, back here at the fantastic Parker Rooftop bar here in the Executive Hotel. We were here opening night back in July. Been back here a couple times since then. And this guy's been with us a couple times this year. Adam Dumet is I love this title, Whiskey Guardian.
Whiskey Guardians.
For Angel's Envy. That's great. You know, I didn't want to tell you this before we went on camera, but I was walking up the street a couple weeks ago and I ran into a guy who says, I like your show. He said, when are you getting that whiskey guy back from Angel's Envy? And I said, he's coming on in December, which is what we're in right now, holiday season. Let's talk about some great cocktails with Angel's Envy that you can get here at the Parker and also enjoy during the cocktail holiday season. We've got one here. What are we about to sample?
Yeah, this is the Mr. Parker with Angel's Envy. It's variation on a classic whiskey sour with some honey, egg white, walnut, and cherry. Perfect for the warming elements of this comforting time of year, and absolutely delightful. You're gonna cheers me first. Cheers.
Oh, that's very nice. And is this, although we'd like you to come to the Parker to try this, these are cocktails that can be easily made at home, right?
I'd say so. I mean, they're absolutely delicious. They look the best when they're enjoyed at the Parker, of course.
Yeah.
But if you come down here and enjoy one, maybe you'd get your bartenders to tell you the recipe. And
that's only fair. Yeah. Hey, we got to mention too before we move into the lounge for our second cocktail. Let's talk about you've got the Green Label Rye back for people, because I know a buddy of ours is a big fan.
Yeah.
And that's back and available.
I'm a big fan. Despite working for Angel's Envy, it is actually one of my favorite whiskeys that are available. It's our Angel's Envy finished rye whiskey that's finished in the rum casks. We had a great little sampling of it last year, and it did so well that we were able to be gifted with a pretty substantial amount to live in BC for a little while. So we're very excited about that for the holidays.
Just say, actually, for people that are getting into bourbon, I know Lita's been enjoying bourbon since, of course, her partner is a big bourbon drinker, but you kind of introduced her to Angel's Envy and bourbon. What would you suggest for someone who is just learning and trying some bourbon? What would be a drink you would recommend?
I think the best example of the way to learn a bourbon and its core values and its nuances is definitely the old-fashioned. Right? There's really not much to hide behind an old-fashioned. It's a little bit of seasoning with a little bit of sweetness, but a whole bunch of whiskey, especially bourbon, and it's the best with Angel's Envy, obviously, in my opinion. It's delicate, it's rich, it's bold, it's subtle and nuanced all at the same time.
Beautiful. Hey, we're gonna go from the bar into the lounge and try another great cocktail from Angel's Envy here at the Parker Rooftop. Well, Adam Dumet and I have gone from the bar over to the lounge, Mr. Whiskey Guardian and I. We're going to talk about this wonderful drink, which I loved watching the making of, but let's do as we always like to do for our viewers. Tell us a bit about Angel's Envy. Great history, and really is making some great strides here in the city and across the country.
Yeah, everything's been going really, really well at Angel's Envy. If you remember the last time we spoke, we introduced our brand new master distiller, Owen Martin, who has just recently launched his first release from Angel's Envy, our limited edition cask strength.
Yeah, and of course you said to try that, you got to head to Kentucky, Louisville. Not a bad trip if you're a bourbon connoisseur.
Yeah, it's definitely a great time down there.
And also that because of the popularity continues to grow, you've got a couple of the counterparts in other cities, which is a big step.
This is, I think, one of my most favorite things about Angel's Envy right now is I have a new whiskey guardian. We have a new whiskey guardian in Toronto named Lucas, and a new whiskey guardian in Montreal named Laurent, and I couldn't be more thrilled to see this brand grow across Canada. It's just so exciting.
Which also says a lot too, because you and I have talked before about what a competitive market the bourbon market is. And so to really get that kind of notification, because there are a lot of great bourbons out there.
Yeah, absolutely. There's so many, and they're all so unique, and there's such great loyalty and appreciation and history with all of these brands that for us to be able to continue to grow, and at the rate we're growing, not just in Vancouver, British Columbia, but now across Canada, with the core of our port finished bourbon and our rum finished rye that's brand new to Canada, the sky's the limit, and we're just so excited.
Yeah, and it's also a good accomplishment too to get people to switch, because bourbon and scotch, and they tend to stay with what they've been drinking for years.
Absolutely.
So to get them to move over a bit. Okay, let's talk about this this last holiday cocktail. As I said off the top, I loved watching somebody make this. Tell us what we're about to have, and about the smokiness, which is key.
Yeah, the theater of this smoked old-fashioned style. This is called the Tomorrow's Problem, which is, I think, just such a clever name. Let's live in the moment, enjoy it right now.
Right.
So this is their Tomorrow's Problem that's served with Angel's Envy and walnut in an old-fashioned style.
And how important, as I said, seeing the smoke element to it, how important is that for a drink like this?
I think it's brilliant. It gives such a great element of complexity, beauty of theater, and just gives you an extra reason as to why something is special and crafted and given that much extra thought and care.
I gotta try this, sir. I'm hoping you are too. Cheers. And you can smell.
It's tasty, right?
Yeah, it's a very.
It gives that extra touch of char that you get from that oak barrel.
This is just perfect for rainy nights, or if you're watching the rest of the country, mostly snow and logs burning briskly on the fire. Yeah, it's been really great having you on a number of times this year to introduce. You've got Lita now as a bourbon fan. She's off camera wanting to take this drink out of my hand. There'll be a small fight before we wrap things up here today. Anything new heading into January?
We're just excited to continue to craft the future of bourbon, and now that we have rye available in British Columbia, the new focus and the excitement is to get our rye into as many people's glasses, and perfect for the gift season.
That's excellent. More information, people can go to where?
You can go to 500main.com. That's where you get a lot of our insider information.
Okay.
Otherwise, angelsenvybourbon.com.
This is great, buddy. Great to have you on a December show during the holidays. Cheers one more time. This is a fabulous drink.
Great cocktail.
We also want to thank our wonderful friends at Executive Table Group here at the Parker Rooftop. We were here opening night filming, as you're looking at right now, and I've done a number of segments here. Thanks to Claire and Blake and everybody else on the team for letting us film here, and of course at Hydra and Alouette. But come check this place out too, because as we were just talking off camera, the patio is sheltered and enclosed, so you can enjoy this place all during the winter months and of course next summer as well. Thank you again, Adam.
Cheers.
Cheers, buddy.
Anytime.
This segment was sponsored by Angel's Envy Port Finish Bourbon. When other bourbons stop, Angel's Envy finishes.